second round of the tournament. Guys, the Chile Mountain Fall Cup is here. It's Chile in the fall, apparently. I don't even want to know what winter is going to look like. Storm Esports against WildHeart Esports. A lot of esports over here. We are in North America. Once again, the $500 tournament is being played out today. We got 16 teams in total. On the left side, we got Storm Esports after they just were successful against Storm Gaming. There's a lot of esports, a lot of Storm and everything here in the game. I don't know. Those team names are pretty similar. WildHeart Esports, they made it through the first round as well, obviously, and are now facing off against the blue team. And both of them are actually pretty strong. Now, meta, as we've already seen, is wild in North America. Game number 1, series number 1, showed that very impressively. So, I'm honestly sitting here and I don't dare to predict what these guys are going to pick, because I'm going to be blunt here, I have no fucking clue. We have at least a couple of meta bans, so right now things are still fairly normal. We have our Stukov ban. So he also gets prioritized here, and we got a Nubra taken out, so apparently they're trying to eliminate any hopes of a sniper combo. The ban on Brightwing makes sense since BBJ is a huge Brightwing fan, and he's the one that brought Brightwing into the Western meta. So banning one of his best heroes out, there is a good reason for that. Bambi also quite strong these days, and honestly I'm looking at those bans and I'm thinking, are we actually going to see a game that has a fairly normal Western meta? Yes, of course, very much removed from what we are seeing most of the time in Korea and China, and maybe not quite on the same priorities that we have in Europe, but is this going to be the game where the meta is at least going to be fairly similar to what we're getting here? Well, we have a Junkrat first pick, so there's a lot of follow-up that you can also get with the isolation. You want to start with the stun and put his mine down, isolate the target. You have endless poke from the outside, so you can start to get some damage here by poking them slowly and steadily. But the blue team, they picked the Lily in the first game that they played in this tournament. What are we going to get on the double draft for them this time? Dehaka and Hanzo, totally normal picks. Hanzo trying to get the immortal damage out. Dehaka on the side lane, becoming more and more popular. If you have a good Dehaka player that is good landing those tongues, you can do a lot with those drags. But, well, the follow-up on the red side. We have already some damage from poke, but there's a lot of heroes that are still open that are fantastic against the immortal, of course. So we have tons of different plays that we can make, ranging from going into a Greymane, going into a Vala with an arrow. We got Urel and we got Lucio, both very solid picks. Urel on the side, of course. No frontline picks at all so far. Now we're heading into the bans here. Yeah, Bambi got eliminated early already. She's just increasing in priority in those pick patterns more and more. So no Bambi this time. There's the Diablo ban. Yep, Urel and Diablo, pretty powerful, especially when we also have some solid supports behind them to keep them alive for even longer. So, as it stands, what do we get here? We still need that last ban. What do you eliminate right now? BBJ hasn't picked a support yet, could ban another support out. Lauba also, maybe Muradin even has a ban. And it's Zarya instead, yeah! They are afraid of Rutsu. Rutsu can always switch over his Hanzo and then pick Zarya. So this is actually a very, very good ban, because that is a strategy that is quite easy. You pick Rutsu and something else that he can play. Opponent maybe thinks, they're not going to play Zarya. You don't ban her and all of a sudden you have a Garrosh Zarya against you on the bot lane, and that absolutely wrecks you. BBJ is going full Karazim on us. Okay, so one of the Bolt brothers isn't in the house. Lauba with Muradin. That was pretty much to be expected. As I said, I could have seen a Muradin ban too. But CPX is still missing. But of course now, WildHeart Esports. What's the front line? What's the extra damage? A bit more against the Immortal would be nice. A Vala, a Li Ming, I mean, you name it. Garrosh and Sylvanas. Alright, I'll take that. Sylvanas for the extra push power. And Garrosh also for the flip here. If Urel plays tag team with him, they can bully a target around quite effectively. And, yep, CPX. Last pick on Battlefield of Eternity. First map in the best of 3 series. Again, we're in the second round of the tournament. The quarterfinals. Had a full 16-team bracket. Yeah, and there's Tracer. Okay, the cavalry is in the house. Ladies, we're ready. Battlefield of Eternity, the first map. Let's go and figure out which team takes the lead in this best of 3. Here at the Chile Mountain Fall Cup. Let's go. Game number 1, Battlefield of Eternity. On the left side of the map, we got BBJ, everybody, on Karazim. Hiptings is playing the Haka for the blue team. CPX, Tracer, Rutsu on Hanzo, and Lauba on Murden at the front line. Right side of the map, WildHeart Esports with Slug Hunter on Urel. Zergling is playing Junkrat for the red team. Mason Blaze on Sylvanas, Tremor on Garrosh, and Veriday is playing Lucio. Now all of these games, as pointed out in the previous series, are taking place on the North American server, so that's why we have quite a few NA teams here at hand too. Now you might have realized already that there's a couple of European players participating in this event as well. They're obviously playing cross-server here, which means that they're playing with a bit of a ping disadvantage. Usually it's something along the lines of 120 ping up to 200, depending on where the players are from. So it can make a difference, especially if you're looking for wombo combos. One of the things that you are very likely not going to see in a tournament is a European player playing Ana, Zeratul, or Tracer. That usually doesn't really happen, or when it does, they play at a severe disadvantage, which is why sometimes when you see European players on the NA server, their hero pool is a bit limited because of that. But well, as it stands, we got Storm Esports successful in the first round with a quick 2-0 against Systor Gaming. Looking, of course, for another quick win here, at least trying to. Nice reaction by CPX. Garrosh was hoping for an easy kill, but he couldn't quite get that one. The 4-man at the bot lane, of course, ready. Lauba with the Stormbot straight into the minion, trying to scare Sylvanas a bit here. That didn't work out, and Mason Blaze and his boys are already walking in right there. Bit of a poke from our boy Junkrat as well, as he's just going for the full chaos. And yep, they are already looking at that camp down at the bottom of the map, spawning at the 1-minute mark. In an ideal world, of course, you want to snipe both of them. Sometimes you have one team rotating a hero towards the top so that they can at least get one camp. They take a 2v1 top side, sacrifice the camp at the bottom, and the teams simply agree on taking one camp each. But it seems like they're absolutely willing to fight for the bottom camp here in a 4 versus 4. So that could change things very quickly. Mine already placed by Junkrat to try and control the point here as best as possible. Teams are moving in and out. Mirrored in, deep at this point, going for Garrosh. The Stormbolt connects, body blocks are in, and Garrosh is down. Garrosh already dead. Tracer taking him down. Lauba is on the run, but the camp has been taken by Storm Esports. Big win for them. They get the camp, they lose their front lineup, but the same happened, of course, to WildHeart Esports too. For now, we just... Ooh, a little bit more. Support versus support. Okay, here we go. And yeah, BBJ is going for the punch. Rotating this all the way to the top. But Veriday is going to take it there eventually. Unless, of course, he gets ganked by everybody. And... Nah, CPX wasn't able to get the kill. That would have been fantastic for them. If they can take Lucio down here, that would have been the dream. They already forced him to Hearthstone back, so that is already a small victory for them. Indomitable on level 4. We got the Hand of Freedom. That's where you can recognize the North American Space Goat. Level 4, only freedom. So much freedom right here. So, they honestly should go... I mean, they have like the NA Jimmy thingy, right? Don't they? Isn't there a skin like that? They should go for one with Urel as well. Give me that Star-Spangled Banner right there. But yeah, so here's the piggy. Zergling knows what a good mount looks like. Goes full on for the money pick. Best mount in the game. Rumor has it to this day that you get a small speed and damage advantage when you ride the money pick. Now, I can neither deny nor confirm those rumors, but people have been talking about it for a long, long time now. And with people, I mean me. One kill for each team. We got the level 4 in, and already the halftime show victory for the blue teams. The Storm Esports is doing well here. They got 1 out of the 2 camps, and they're doing a really good amount of damage on the Immortal. Now Mason Blaze is trying to take that down on the right side, but here we go. The commitment has to be made. The blue team is slowly moving in. The 1v1 at the top lane continues. Level 7 would, of course, be a nice advantage for them. But there's the stun into the Immortal stun. And Karazim goes down. Great combo from WildHeart Esports. Good coordination around the Immortal stun. And they're able to get the double stun in against them. The Immortal, then again, is still falling because Rutsu does with Hanzo what he does best. He is just poking, poking, poking. Time and time again. So here comes the next hit. CPX is moving in and is about to die. Tracer is dead, but so is the Immortal. The blue team locks it in. They have a shield. Tracer will be back in 10 seconds. and they even run the lead in experience despite the fact that they just lost 3 heroes in total. So still a bit of an advantage for Storm Esports, but definitely a much closer game already than their last one. And Murden, ooh, he pulled a Lauba at the bot lane. Murden going down, Lauba dead, and the Immortal, yeah, it's a little bit of a sad Immortal here. No support whatsoever, just all alone, nobody likes it. But at least they're getting some damage in. I mean, looking for the silver lining here. Now, yeah, they open the wall up, but not a whole lot of damage out of the first Immortal of the game. Yeah, nice moves here against CPX, and that's another kill. Tracer is getting absolutely bodied. Tracer is not having a good game at all. That's the second kill against her, and there was tons of pressure that we had from her so far. Currently sitting at roughly 7,000 damage. Big damage numbers coming in from Junkrat and Sylvanas, and they're now also taking, with success, the bottom camp, so they can maybe even use that to push through the gate themselves. They're definitely going to try. So, top side, Karazim is trying to take Khaldor camp as well, but down here they need to react to this at some point, because the red team is walking away with an experience lead that is starting to be a bit troublesome. Murden jumping out after he gets flipped by Tremor. Lift for the knees, baby. Yeah, and here he comes again. Another kill. Tracer is dead once more. CPX to 3PX. One kill after another, and they're just farming Tracer at this point. That gives them an entire level lead. They have a 5-kill advantage, and with Sylvanas, they can enhance that push even further. Mirren trying to stop them, but there comes the attack, and WildHeart, they need to deal with the Haka in the back. He's trying to go for the drag. Tremor, of course, can always use the Indomitable here. But instead, we now have Hanzo. Dishing out the damage, but it's just simply not enough to get a kill. They saved the fort, though. They saved the fort, and that's the only thing that they can really do here. But that is still rough. Now, level 10 is ready. And that is, of course, a big issue. As the Immortal pops up, you still need to farm nearly an entire level until you have heroic abilities and your opponent is already running them. That is making things really difficult. So they are sitting at the top, hiding in bushes, waiting for the next minion wave, as the red team is already on the Immortal and saying like, well, freebie on the halftime show, we'll take that, thank you very much. Up at the top, the minion wave is down, and they're trying to take the gate too, which they can, but there's level 10, so now they can fight. They have the 7-sided strike. We're gonna get also the arrow for Hanzo. That's going to be interesting. A European player playing an NA arrow on the North American server. I mean, if that is not a wild combo, then I don't know what is. But yeah, the only thing that would be more interesting is a European player playing an NA arrow on the Korean server. But, well, we get the best out of it. Oh, the hit! Yeah, that's definitely an EU arrow right there. Big hits, but no follow-up that is noteworthy. And the red team takes the opportunity to take down Murden. Could have nearly gotten a kill also on some of the other heroes here on the blue team. But at this point, WildHeart Esports is absolutely running the show. They have a 6-kill advantage. They're looking really good on objective number 2. And the Haymaker plays here for Murden have not worked so far. Another flip into the Immortal stun, by the way. And even Urella is now coming in and saying, like, get the hell away from my Immortal. So yeah, they're burning it down up at the top. Blue team with a commitment, but they're absolutely falling short here. Karazim is now dead as well. Everybody else is on the run. Iptix on his Dehaka, he's trying to get away. And he is able to escape, but yeah, I think there could have been a follow-up kill on the side laner. As it stands, it's still 40-45% of a shield on the Immortal, so plenty to get some pushing going with Sylvanas. Lauba at the top is trying to, I mean, pick up at least some experience, but things are, of course, looking pretty grim for Storm Esports. Yeah, they have a problem. They have a big problem. So, for now, we have, I mean, I'm still waiting for the storm here. There's a mild gust blowing on the top lane, but that is just not enough. That storm has been brewing for a long time, but apparently it has died down now. So the camp gets attacked, or the minion wave is already down. Here comes the Haka. The taunt is in, and the Haka is dead. The Haka got crushed, extinct once again. The dinosaur is down, and here comes Urel, the Space Goat. Trying to push them back here with 8 kills ahead. They're now also looking at a talent advantage again. Rutsu is jumping out, and that's the end of Bow Boy. Yep, the hipster with the bow is dead. Hanzo is down. Level 13 talents are ready for WildHeart Esports, and they are going through this top lane like hot butter through cheese. They're taking down the fort. They're moving in on the keep, taking down every single Storm Esports player in their path, and it is a disaster here for Storm Esports. They're getting murdered, absolutely murdered and demolished here. Another potential kill, a seven-sided strike, but the Space Goat gets the ult out. Haymaker, followed by the Indomitable as Tremors trying to get out. They keep still not fallen, but they're fighting it out, and the talent advantage gives them another kill. They take the Haka down. They're just dead and dying all over the map. Another minion wave is starting to push in, so here's the opportunity to take the keep down. And with the 5 versus 4, they of course are really determined to make that a reality. 10 kills ahead, entire talent ahead too. The keep is gone, and that is just an insane advantage now for WildHeart Esports. They're going for Mirrodin again, another flip, another swap. Lauber, he comes in with a Haymaker, but the Dwarf is down once more. They're farming them. They're farming them. They're turning this game into a farm simulator. The only problem for the blue team is really that they're running, for the red team is that they're running out of mana. That's the biggest problem. They're running out of mana. This is the only issue. They need to head back at some point. I mean, look at them. Look at Urel. Look at Garrosh. All of them are just sitting there. It's like, guys, I think we need to head back at this point. So, yeah. Another camp gets stolen. The fort at the bot lane gets eliminated. They let the fountain here in play. But, yeah. This is not a good opening into the series for Storm Esports. They need to step it up big time. They might be able to come back here, but for that they need a 5-man wipe, or at least take 4 of them down. I don't know. If they don't win this Immortal, then it's pretty much lights out. That bad boy would travel down to the bot lane and then go ham on them. So at this point, it is of course at least level 13 versus 13, and both of the teams are going for the quick blow against the Immortal, trying to force a halftime show as quickly as they can. The victory in this case goes to the red team. It's a small advantage that they have, but I mean, it's there. A few thousand hit points of a lead. And now they're trying to again go for the little chase. And Garrosh is already looking for the next victim. So they are trying to come in for that. They have 4 kills on Mirrodin. 7-sided strike. The arrow, it all connects, but Tremor is alive. Well, scratch that, he's dead. Finally, they were able to get that kill going. But Kerosene died too. No, BBJ, not like this. They're losing Junkrat then again, so the blue team is really trying to follow up with kills, but it's an even trade between the two. As Junkrat and Dehaka both die, but the fight continues, and the Stormbolt straight in Lucio's face. Dents that visor a little bit, he's down, and the Slug Hunter is also in trouble and just explodes. So the blue team finally, with a bit of a foothold here, they're talent behind and they're more than a level behind, but they are going to get that Immortal. And with death timers, yeah, if Rutzer dies to that, that would have been crazy. If the death timers are starting to increase a bit, and of course, that might just give them an opportunity topside to take a fort down. They need to do at least that. Take the fort, get a bit of damage going. The Will of the Forsaken is ready for Sylvanas. They're taking those catapults down that they're amassing at the top lane. And Dehaka, of course, is also going to play a huge role here with his global that allows them to depush the bot lane, but still put him into the fight at topside once that the party starts. And well, there it is. So the camp has already been claimed. The Haka can always move here in the back, for example. But they want that fort. They need to take that fort down. But they also need level 16. They don't want to fight against the talent advantage. So yeah, they're going to slow this down a little bit. But the fort is gone. And this is the biggest chance for Storm Esports to bring it back. They've taken a beating throughout most of this game, but this is now the opportunity. And they move down to the bot lane to soak the experience for 16, to go for the second fort, to just try to annihilate that massive structural advantage that WildHeart Esports was able to build up. But I'm not sure if they can take down that fort, and I don't really think so. 16 versus 16 is there. That gives us also the cleansing touch for Karazim. We have them with the Tunneling Claws, heavy-handed, and the Giant Slayer. But there is still that 10-kill advantage for WildHeart Esports that gives them also the 1-level lead in experience. But again, they're more or less back to business. At least for the time being, they can fight on even talents. That's a huge step into the right direction. So a comeback is still possible, but you need to make that work before level 20 is available for WildHeart Esports, so they will use that Storm advantage to make real... I mean, to cut them down real quickly. Now, the good news for the blue team is that before level 20 is going to be a thing, we'll likely have the next fight over the objective. So that is a big play that can be made here. And for now, Dehaka already moving towards the top again. Down at the bottom of the map, there's still a camp up that can be taken too. And you can tell they want to fight. They are ready. They're just saying, guys, these teamfights haven't been going well for you. And we are absolutely willing to take another one, especially since we're still seeing Dehaka at the top. Yeah, pinging, just making sure that Dehaka can't move in and force the battle. But there it is. Immortal is spawning. And we have plenty of time for Storm Esports. But this is the moment. This is the moment that they really have to make the big plays. It's level 16 versus level 16. If you don't make your play now, then you will lose it eventually. Quick rotation towards the top. The idea was to catch Dehaka. He just simply Hearthstoned back. Didn't even use his global. So he's still totally fine here. Absolutely Gucci. And the Immortal is down. And both of the teams are opting for defense. Time is working in favor of WildHeart Esports. They know that too. They can play this real slow. They have more catapults pushing. They're going to be the ones that hit 20 first. So they have time. They can posture. They can look for a good position. They can wait for someone to overstep a little bit so that they can make a play here. And it is on Storm Esports to make aggressive moves now and try to close the gap. And they're putting pressure onto the bottom forge, as they should. But they also need to get damage on the Immortal. And it's Karazim that dashes in together with Hanzo and gets some damage out here. So they're chunking it down at the bottom of the map. Zergling had to move out, and Tracer was doing a number on him. So he dropped down to 50% HP, but the halftime show is likely going to go to the blue team as they took the lead. And this is looking very, very good for them. So nicely done. And if WildHeart Esports is hoping to get level 20 before the Immortal is taken, then they have to think again, because this is not looking like Storm Esports is willing to sit back and let this happen. Now, full defense at this point. They're going for the full defense here, but it's an entire level that has to be bridged before they got 20. So Tracer, she's doing what she has to do, moves topside to take those catapults down, and that is ensuring the core will not take damage too quickly. But yeah, Muradin already with the Haymaker. Straight onto Garrosh, who eats the shots from Rutsu, so he's a bit low. Needs that support, needs those heals. And they are just spreading out. But it is one level. One level until 20. And here comes WildHeart Esports. They're starting to move in, and they use the voice. Tons of damage, of course, from Junkrat. Most of the grenades get chunked out. CPX is collecting them, by the way. He's like, ooh, shiny. And let's go. But there's the play. Dehaka. Is he moving in? Arrow connecting with two. Sylvanas attacked right away. And she explodes again. Good arrow from Rutsu. Well done. And they just collapse on Sylvanas. Take her down. There's the 7-sided strikers. They're looking for another victim. They're coming in against Garrosh, looking for the kill. Can't find it right now. The Stormbolt is connecting. And Storm Esports is taking the Immortal down? I mean, close. Hanzo, yes, he finishes what they started. Now, the camp has still been aggroed before all of that came to pass. But now, of course, you have to push quickly because the problem still persists. It's still a half a level lead for WildHeart Esports. They're going to get that early level 20. And that's the biggest problem for the blue team. Yes, they got a big Immortal, but can they really take a fight without having Storm Talons themselves? That's something that you don't really want. And, well, of course, right now, as you can tell, this is the opportunity for Storm Esports to not only catch up in experience, but maybe even take the keep. And that would make this a very, very even game. Both of them on 20 with the keep claimed by Storm Esports. Hell yeah. But that level 20 is the problem. That's why the Dehaka is still at the top. He's trying to catch the experience for them. Level 20 ready. Upgrades are in. Sylvanas with the Bolt of the Storm here. And Dehaka nearly has it. Also needs to deal with the camp, but as you can see, that Immortal just gets burned away very quickly. They're not going to get the bottom keep here. Level 20 now on both sides, and that's the Grand Slam right here. Show me those plays, Lauber. Show me those plays. Now, they're falling back for now, but they've pretty much accomplished what they were trying to accomplish. They couldn't get the keep, which of course isn't really perfect, but them just being in the spot where they play level 20 versus level 20 and also are only a keep behind, that's pretty solid considering the situation that they were in earlier. I mean, in the mid game, WildHeart Esports was just dumpstering on them completely. So here we go. 6 kills to 15. Yeah, and I mean, if they can somehow get to Garrosh and get the transgression dropped on him, he might just have a chance to blow him away. The Haka is still sitting at the top. The Haka is still sitting at the top right now. Alright, 15-6. They're posturing aggressive. The game has completely changed. WildHeart Esports is obviously playing this really, really slow now. They're looking for someone to overstep a bit so that they can go for the attack. We're 20 minutes into the game now. The catapults are hurting. But with the Haka on the side lane, it shouldn't become a problem for Storm Esports anytime soon. So right now, it's just Stormbolt after Stormbolt. And let's see what they can pull off here. The Haka even going for the camp now. Prepping everything for the next objective. Iptings making sure that these catapults that are consistently spawning are not going to be their downfall. And that's exactly what they got to do. The Haka takes the camp, is already moving away, and they won't be able to catch him. Timing works out. Red team was underway topside. They were thinking about claiming that camp. They also were asking themselves, hey, where's the Haka? There's only so many places where he can be. So if they catch him at the camp, that would have been fantastic. Taking that kill before the Immortal even spawns. Whew. Okay, halftime show again. They're going for the race. Hanzo is of course going to be hugely important here. And the Haka isn't with them. So it's a 4 versus 5 now. And it's still insanely even. But a victory once more for the blue team. So they're still a few thousand points ahead on the poke. Okay. Now, that camp at the top, the remainder of it, is still going to stall the lane out. But over here, Muradin, the 7-sided strike, it's not enough, and Muradin is dead. Muradin is down, the Haka's in trouble, WildHeart Esports, they get their double kill. They are under pressure on the bottom top lane because of those camps, but they get kill after kill and they lock in the triple. Oh yeah, there it is. It's a triple, baby, and they are on their way to the core. They're gonna lose the keep down at the bottom of the map, so that keep is gonna fall to the catapult, but they are hoping to end the game here. Hanzo and Tracer are trying to prevent it from happening, but it's 30 seconds until Muradin is back to business. And they really need to go for big kills here if they want to have a chance. And it is nearly impossible. The core is hitting, but the shields are gone. They're trying to go for the kill against Urel, and they get it. One down already, but the core is at 65%. They need more. They go for Lucio. They take him down. Lucio is dead. Can they take Garrosh? They're trying. Zergling also gone. 33%. There's another kill. Sylvanas is the only one. 5-man team wipe. 20% on the core. And on the right side, the catapult is griefing. Griefing. Straight up griefing. You're fired. Yeah. In they go. The tower is down. The turret eliminated. Big arrow. Ooh, yeah, that one. Going all the way. But they're going for game. They're going for game, the blue team. Guys, I don't know what to tell you, but they're pulling it off. Double catapult on the core already. The shields are dropped, and they are turning this around. WildHeart Esports with the int at the end of the game. They could have gone for the Immortal. They decided against it. They went for the core. They got wiped. And Storm Esports finishes the game and locks in the victory in the first map of this best-of-3 series at the Chile Mountain Fall Cup. Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV. Map number 2, Tomb of the Spider Queen. A little bit of a throw there in game number 1. WildHeart Esports, they took the big kills, they got 3, and then they went for the core, but the 2 damage dealers were able to wipe all of them before they finished it off. So hindsight being 2020, might have been a bit better to go for the Immortal there. But of course, they dominated a huge part of that game. I mean, the early and mid game was definitely theirs, and they are now going to try and snowball this probably on map number 2 and force the 3rd map out of this series. I don't think they're very happy being now in Tomb of the Spider Queen, the team that is down 1 point in this series. Now, the BBJ Respect ban is in. Yeah. Brightwing got banned. And Stukov gets banned too. The support focus is definitely there. Now, it being Tomb of the Spider Queen, I can't help myself, but I expect some crazy stuff to happen here. Might not be the case, but yeah. So, for now, we got still pretty normal ban patterns. Junkrat's getting eliminated. He's great for the interrupt on any kind of gem turn-in. The isolation plays that you can make with him are obviously fantastic too. The consistent poke is a pain in the ass. So, now we're going into first pick territory. And yeah, this is still North America, so priorities are slightly different than you see in the European scene. But I really am curious to see what's happening, because last time we had, I mean, we had Ragnaros, for example, that was played on the first map. We had a lot of matches now also with Murdin being locked in by Lauba and then going for a Haymaker, so that could be played again by him. As you can tell, Lunara as the first pick. Bambi is very, very popular now in not only North America, but also in Europe, so that's another thing. And what do we see from the blue team? I mean, these are the guys that picked the Lily first, just the other game, in the first series that they played here today. And this time we're going for more traditional picks. We got Johanna for the wave clear, and we got Malfurion. Look at you, Lauba. He can play other heroes. Nah, just kidding. But yeah, Johanna, of course, can, with Condemn, make a lot of damage. Nah, they're not going to do that. Yeah, you have a lot of wave clear with Jojo, so that's one of the advantages, one of the reasons why you see her run on Tomb, on sometimes Infernal. But who was it the other day who played in a tournament an Asmodan on the map and used Jojo for the good old Johanna Asmodan setup that we saw for the first time, I think, on Blackheart's Bay, ages ago. A map that since then we haven't seen in competitive play because it's just too unbalanced for competitive matches. But still, it was kind of fun to see, you know, these Asmodan rotations. I don't really think that's going to happen here, but I don't know how far those teams are willing to lean outside of the box. Tracer gets banned, we got Dehaka and we got Anduin. So you already have Anduin for some nice trade plays, and that level 16 is of course absolute insanity if you get that far. But here comes a bit of a moment of truth revelation now. With us having the second double pick for Storm Esports now, they have to definitely show what they are aiming for here. And Rutsu in particular is someone that we have to keep our eye on. He got target banned multiple times today already. And I think this, if he gets his way, it's going to be a fun one. There's Tychus, okay, and we get Ural together with it. So Rutsu is a bit of an X-Factor pick towards the end here. Channeling his inner Nick. We haven't seen Medivh today yet, by the way. Just pointing it out real quickly. Now, of course, with ping problems that the Europeans have towards the NA server, it's always a bit dicey when you're playing something along the lines of like a Tracer, Zeratul, and Ana, whatever. So that can be problematic, but let's see what Rutsu is going to go for here. First and foremost, we got Nazeebo and Stitches. Yeah, here we go. So Nazeebo is in. We got Lunara, Nazeebo, and Stitches together with it. So Hook, Gorge, pull from Anduin, full isolation, Nazeebo Wall of Zombies to trap the target, burn it down, and just get Nazeebo into the late game here. That seems to be the play. Very, yeah, very curious to see how that works out. And there's the Medivh pick. That can save any target pretty much. Rutsu locks Medivh in. They can still swap over, and CPX takes the hero. Tomb of the Spider Queen. It's map number 2 in the best of 3 series. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. The second map. Who takes it? Will Storm Esports move on to the semifinals, or is WildHeart Esports able to force game number 3? Game number 2, BBJ on Malfurion. It brings on Ural CPX once again with Medivh, and Rutsu is playing Tychus now for the boys in blue. Lauba on Johanna, and over on the right side of the map, Slug Hunter with Dehaka, Mason Blaze on Lunara. We got Zergling on Brai. And Veriday on Anduin. Tremor then again on the front line. He's playing Stitches, going on level 1 straight into the Patchwork Creation. Good old Nazeebo with the Widow Makers on level 1, so we're going to get the Spider build. But yeah, I'm kind of hyped for this. There's a lot of theoretical plays that can be made by both of the teams here. Gorge on Stitches, Hook, Anduin, pull, Nazeebo following up on it, trying to carry the Witch Doctor into the late game. At the same time, we will have Medivh trying to ruin plays as much as he possibly can. And yeah, it's going to be good. It's going to be really... Oh, nice hook already. Wow. Not really too much of a problem for Jojo here, but again, they got the hook out. And so far, so good. So yeah, well done. Now, we got the stacks slowly coming together. And it's time for Medivh to ruin a couple of plays. Honestly, that reminds me of one of the things in HGC that nearly got me in trouble with Blizzard. I mean, you gotta understand, like, as a non-native speaker, oftentimes you learn things and you don't really know what they mean, you know? You don't think about what the words actually say or what the literal translation would be. You just learn what they are supposed to mean, you know? Like, beat it doesn't mean that you're actually beating someone. It means for someone to just get out, piss off, get away, whatever. So, as a non-native speaker, a lot of expressions you just take. And it's also like true for a lot of insults, and you don't really think about it, you just learn it as an insult, and that's pretty much it. And I still remember that in HGC we had like a fight between two of the European teams, and the red team was chasing a kill for, I mean, at least a minute. They were chasing that kill for ages, and just before they were able to lock it in, you know, good old Medivh drops down. Hazorps was playing the hero at the time, and he drops the ley line, and he ruins the kill, and the target gets away. And Tim Trixler, he was talking at the time. Ooh, nice one. He was talking at the time, and I was thinking in my head, oh my god, what a move. Medivh, such an asshole here. You know, and I want to say that, but I know that I'm on an NA broadcast, so I have to be a little bit more kiddie-friendly and a little bit more PC around it. So in my head, I want to make that statement, and I'm thinking, hey, what is the one insult, you know, that doesn't even register? That's like more like calling someone donkey or whatnot. So I have the answer in my head, and I'm really proud of myself already. Been living in Korea for 3 years, and we used that as an insult all the freaking time, right? And it just was more of like friendly banter than anything else. And so I came in, and it was my time to talk, and I said that as like, oh my god, look at Medivh, he's such a douchebag here. And I was really proud of myself, patting myself on the shoulder, so to say. And then after the broadcast's over, I walk out, and there's two guys from Blizzard standing there just looking at me, and they're both like, dude, you can't say that! And I was like, what? And then I learned that apparently the word douchebag is really, really bad to say in NA. And that I would have been better off calling someone an asshole or something. So, yeah, I don't know. It was a little bit wild to adapt to that a bit. But, yeah, different regions interpret certain things very, very differently. Yeah, it's kind of weird. I mean, there's a couple more stories like that. For example, for years and years and years, I never associated the expression going balls deep with anything sexual. Didn't cross my mind. Not even once. Because it's just something that you learned as an expression of going ham, you know, like going all out on something. And then someone told me, you can't say that on stream. And I'm like, why can't I say that on stream? Because of the sexual innuendo. And I'm like, what sexual? Oh, okay. Yeah. Fun times. It's not always easy being a non-native speaker. But anyways, with 3 kills to 0 already for Storm Esports, you could say this game is going fairly well for them. But then this happens. The hook finally connects properly, and we have the kill. So, there we go. We get the kill in pretty quickly, 3 kills to 1. As you can tell, Master Assassin has still been played out as the level 4 talent for Taika, so that's very reminiscent of what we're seeing in Korea and China. Pretty much playing their style here. The build in Spiders continues. Spirit of the Ark here is now in as well. Lunara with the standard talent these days, the Choke in Pollens. We still get the Splintered Spear sometimes when you're looking for that AoE, of course. But right now, Choke in Pollen, which was always the NA variation of all of this. And in the top lane, we still got our turn in battle. 35 gems have been delivered by WildHeart Esports, 21 by the blue team. Lauber is a little bit low here, needs to be really careful as the quest completes for Zergling. Good wall of zombies, but here comes the portal! And the Slug Hunter might have been in trouble, if not for Anduin, with a quick pull right here. So yeah, nicely done. At least for now, but they're looking for more kills. Level 7, level 8 on both sides. 22 stacks also for Medivh. Needs to be a bit careful. CPX so far has been doing well, but you gotta be real cautious once you get those stacks together, because very easily you could end up being killed and losing all of them. And it is the red team in this case that gets the first turn in. So yeah, they're doing their thing here. We have in the middle of the map now a little bit of a skirmish, but these portals are always met by a zombie wall, time and time again. And you gotta give a shout out to Zergling here, who's really controlling the portals as best as he can. And Tremor also just staying alive here the entire time. Oh, careful, Slug Hunter. Alright, he gets away from this one. But there's the Web Weaver. The damage is in. Good block again with the zombie wall. The Haka at the top, fairly alone. Someone needs to move topside and try and deal with him. But we're not seeing anything of that happen. The Hawk! Oh, that was nibbling! Nibbling on Malfurion. That got real close right here. Okay, so with that, we have now half a level until level 10. Here comes Tremor. Oh, that could be a kill. And yes, they take him down. But at what cost? The zombie wall, the shield, they saved them all. But Luna, no! The double kill. Tychus goes down. So does Malfurion. Yep, nicely done. That was really well played. That was honestly, look at this. That was a real sexy setup. Lunara coming in and the damage over time, just doing a number on both of them. Now we got level 10 abilities on both sides, of course. But all in all, it was still an okay defense. I mean, it wasn't disastrous or anything. You have no fort destroyed. The walls have fallen. That was a bit of a problem. But it's now 4 kills to 3. Malfurion hasn't made a decision yet. There we go. Goes for the Tranquility. And Anduin, of course, we're waiting for him too to make a decision. Normally we would talk light bomb here, but maybe, just maybe, he is going for the bubble. He might go for the bubble in this one. And, well, there it is. Anduin, look at that. Look at him. He's going for the word.
The word. He has all the words. He has the best words. Everybody says so. It's sad. Sad. Tremendous.
More words from Anduin. That vocabulary is huge. Zergling getting attacked. And he actually survives. Zergling survives. They're trying to get the kill in. Good dodge on Slughunter's drag, so they can't connect this one. But yep, down to the bottom of the map. We still have our 1 versus 1 situation. And Iptings. There we go. Words are hard sometimes. Yeah, he makes the play. He has 25 gems. He needs to be really careful. If he gets dropped, that would be a disaster. They need that turn, and they need it soon. They haven't lost a whole lot of gems, but still, can get a bit dicey here. So, there we go. Interrupt over and over again. And there's the completed quest. Nice. CPX can breathe a sigh of relief here. Blue Web Weave is also coming down, so things are absolutely en route again for Storm Esports. Yep. They're coming in with a place. 24 stacks also for Jojo. So Lauber gets more and more sustain with every 10 globes that he picks up here. And has a fair amount of self-heal at this point. Level 12 is in for both of them. Nobody is so close to 13 that becomes a real threat. So now the only question that remains is, can Storm Esports take a few of these gates down? Maybe even drop a fort. They're going to make the play. And we're going to try to drop some infrastructure. So, down to the bottom of the map, our 1 versus 1. It's a wild versus 1, by the way. I mean, this lane is not really what you normally would expect here. Lulnara against Urel the entire time here. And Dehaka sitting more so at the top lane, ready to drop in with an ult. They're already sieging up with Tychus, popping Odin in the mid lane. And they're going for Stitches. And he's in mad trouble. But it's a nice move from Anduin. There's the Gorge on the other hand. And the hook comes in as the level 13 is ready. They can always jump out here. They should be able to. Yeah, Lauber walks away. Where's the ult? Falling Sword. Doesn't even have to use it. Damn. Saving that cooldown. Another hook connects. There's the Falling Sword. They're trying for their Haka. 22 gems. Lauber, he's so low. Oh my god. The damage over time is just too much for them to handle. The Ravenous Spirit. Another hook. But this one is falling just short a bit. Tyke is dead though. And as the game continues, things will be more dicey. Medivh goes down, quest completed, time to feed, and they go for the boss straight away. Neosteak Holding is in, but it's a 5 versus 3 on the map, so there's absolutely no chance for Storm Esports to try and steal the boss here. And Nazebo isn't stacking too well. 85 stacks on the baseline, it's nothing to write home about. Yeah, this is not going to be a proud moment for your parents. But as time continues, if he picks it up a little bit, there's still the threat of Viral Infection on level 20. Now, in comes the move from Jojo, but the boss is taken, and they gotta defend here. So they have to deal with the top lane. Another turn-in opportunity for Storm Esports, unless, of course, the blue team is able to make a play. Iptings is also moving into the middle. They're starting to take this on again. Lulnara jumping out, and she gets away. The reaction a little bit too late. They're trying for the kill again with another Gorge play, but that didn't work out either for Stitches. They are focusing, on the other hand, on Jojo, and she is dead, and that's the tank gone. They're trying to counter, but they can't take the Haka down. Urel is doing what she can here at the front. Lulnara hopping in and out. There's the shield. The portal helps him to escape unless Tremor hits another hook here. And he has the choke point, and that's a problem for Medivh. He gets caught by Nazebo, and that is another kill. Well done. They are really doing work now. They're pulling ahead in the experience. They are nearly on level 16. The Red Web Weavers are going to be descending in a few seconds. And that in and of itself is, of course, already a problem. Because you have to push going with the objective, plus a level 16 talent that gives us the Spider Colony and the double pull with a Glyph of Faith. Plus Pulverize is now into... I mean, you can already see it on the minimap. The fort in the middle and in the bot lane, they're pretty much gone before the Web Weavers even touch ground. There it is. Hook, Gorge, pull. And the trap is not perfect, but they're still really getting the damage in. Oh my god. That's a kill. Yeah, Isolation connected perfectly with Urel. She didn't get a chance to do anything here. And while the Web Weavers take down the forts, the team is pushing in the middle, aiming for the first keep of their game, of course. 51,000 damage by our boy Nazeebo. The Witch Doctor, 34,000 for Tigers, trailing heavily behind. And boy, this is bad. Top side, yes, this one is getting absolutely crushed. Lauba is trying to defend down at the bottom of the map. The gates are about to fall too. In the middle, Tigers is already dropped. That ley line came in a bit too late. And they're going to murder them here. They're going to absolutely murder them. No level 16. Absolutely no chance to play this one out. Top side, Lauba, yes, he does his best. And he defends the keep for now as best he can. But if the blue team, oh, sorry, if the red team just pushes a little bit, especially with Nazeebo being such a machine on structures, then they will walk away with not only one keep, they can get more than that. It's 10 seconds until Tigers is back to business. But yeah, they're going for Medivh. Here comes the go, and the Ravenous Spirit takes him down. Jojo was jumping in with a falling sword, the hook nearly catching her Malfurion. But it's consistently a numbers advantage for WildHeart Esports as they're getting these kills. And they're staggering deaths on the other side. The level 16 talents are finally ready, and that gives us the sizzling attacks for Tigers. But look at the stacks for Nazeebo. They're 2 levels away, and Nazeebo has by now at least 125. It's not crazy, but it's getting much, much closer to the 175 that he needs to get the level 20 Vile Infection. Now you can always upgrade your level 10, and Zergling might just do that. There's a lot of opportunities here to control these choke points with his ult. But if they go for Vile Infection, they definitely have a shot now to complete it in a reasonable time frame. At least before Storm Esports themselves hit level 20. As is, they're going to get another Web Weaver wave. Or at least it's likely. And if they do, then I think those 2 keeps will both fall, and the core maybe even as well. So, yeah. Given the circumstances, I wouldn't be surprised if they hit 20 and Nazeebo goes for the upgrade on the Ravenous Spirit. Simply because in that situation, it might just be the one thing that has the bigger impact at the moment in time. And they're hoping to end with that advantage. Leyline into nowhere. Yeah, then here comes the pull as they're trying to go for Medivh again. Does he have a portal and a shield? He has a shield out. He gets hooked again, and now he's dead. Hooked and dead, and Web Weavers underway. Now they're getting chased. 11 kills, 2 for WildHeart Esports. They are not taking no prisoners here. They're taking no prisoners in this one. They execute Jojo. They're trying to go for another kill. Ravenous Spirit is pushing them away, and Malfurion dies on the left side as he's attempting to escape towards the core. And of course, this time they just have to take it. There's no way they're going to lose this one against Tigers and Urel. This is going to be game number 3. That one is certain. Even with Odin, there's just no stopping this. The Web Weavers, they're taking the keeps down. They're going for the core. This is game, ladies. We are going to game number 3. WildHeart Esports with the victory on towers, on 2 of the Spider Queen, as we are headed to the 3rd and final map of this quarterfinal at this tournament. GG. Well played. Game number 3. Here it is. WildHeart Esports got a little bit angry on map number 2 and absolutely crushed them with all the damage over time. Nazeebo plus Nara did a number on them for sure. Nice portal control there too, despite the fact that Medivh was able to complete his baseline quest. So we are headed to game 3 on Towers of Doom. Very, very different map now. And Junkrat gets banned again. Now that doesn't really come as a shock. Globals will be interesting here. The Haka, Falstad, to name 2 of them. Now, in one of the previous series, Storm Esports has already signaled that they are willing to play Abathar, which I find amazing. So that's potentially a pick that could also make a difference here. But we'll actually see what they're going to do. Brightwing gets banned again. It's the BBJ ban. Again, it's a respect ban. That's all that it is. You know you're strong in the hero. and you try to get rid of it as quickly as you can. And Stukov gets banned too. So they're really targeting the support here. Now, of course, we have a lot of supports that are absolutely meta at this point. You can play Deckard Cain these days. You can go into Malfurion. Dehaka already for the side lane, answering the question whether or not we would see globals here and how highly they are prioritized. But yeah, on the support side, you've seen Anduin obviously too. Now, a lot of strong supports in the game right now. But Stukov is definitely one of the biggest. And if you look over to Korea and to China, they ban Stukov nearly every single game. And if they don't, then it's a very, very early pick. The interesting part about looking at the Korean and Chinese meta is they don't give a shit about Brightwing. They really don't care. Like, Brightwing is a hero where they are like, meh, whatever. They don't ban Brightwing, they don't pick Brightwing. I think in the last Korean tournament that I commentated and uploaded to YouTube, it was one Brightwing pick in the grand final or something like that. It was the only Brightwing pick in the entire tournament. And if I'm mistaken, they lost that game too. But yeah, from priorities on supports, we come into our first pick rotation, and that is Blaze and Vala. Okay. Muradin for Lauber once again, and we got CPX on Tychus. Always with the option to swap it over with Rutsu. They did that a few times now already. So it's definitely a chance. But yeah, what are we going to get on the bans now? Do they ban? I mean, technically they can ban another support and then pick their own. They could ban Lucio, they could ban and pick Malfurion. But yeah, how deep do they want to go with this potential support choke? Is there anything that they want to force them into, for example? No, they go for Tracer. They ban her out. And here comes the Stitches pick. Ban, sorry. Yeah, the problem with Stitches is he's just... Stitches introduces an element of chaos into the game that you are not going to be fond of if you want to go for a clean executed playstyle. So yeah, his hooks are a little bit RNG, always just a bit. Obviously you can predict when an opponent is moving, but you can also throw these blind hooks out, and if they hit, it is just, or it can be a total disaster there. So we get Diablo and Blaze at the front line. Anduin is once more picked as the support for WildHeart Esports. Very annoying lore character. Great hero, gotta say. The crybaby is in the house. But yeah, let's go for the double pick. What is Rutsu gonna play here? At some point I want them to drop Zarya. But I don't think so. BBJ with Ana, Rutsu on Sylvanas. And the last pick for the red team for WildHeart Esports as they are trying to move on to the next round of the tournament. Which is, by the way, a single elimination tournament. I haven't specifically mentioned that, but I think it's, I mean, self-explanatory. If we don't talk about it, then it's not double elimination. So, yeah, single elimination is the thing. And we get Medivh finally on their side. So, Leyline into Apocalypse as a potential play for WildHeart Esports. We are ready. Towers of Doom, the final map in the best of 3 series. We're going the full distance here, everybody. Which team moves on to the semi-final? Which team gets kicked out of the tournament? We're going to find out right now. Game 3, BBJ on Ana, CPX on Tychus, we got Lauber on Muradin, Rutsu on Sylvanas, and Iptings is playing Dehaka. On the right side of the map, it's WildHeart Esports with a Slug Hunter on Blaze. Still a bit sad that he doesn't get to hunt a Slug today. No Abathar picks for Storm Esports. We got Very Day on Anduin. I like the name play here. Instead of going for Merry Day, he's going for Weary Day. So that's not too bad. Tremor on Diablo, Mason Blaze on Vala, and Zergling on Medivh. Weary Day, also a good name because he's just a sad imitation of Merry Day. Oh, shots fired! Woo! Nah, nothing against him. Like, he played solid. But with that name, I mean, you're just asking for that. Merry Day, the legend. Yeah. But again, as it stands, we now have our little brawl in the middle of the map. The 5v5 is already starting up, and thanks to the portal, they're trying to jump the backline and go for CPX's Tychus. Can't quite take him down, but it's going to be about portal control here. And one of the big differences is that a lot of the Medivh picks for the blue team came in a bit early, so that teams could try and counterplay it at least a bit. But as you can already tell, in regards to portal control, there's not really all that much happening for Storm Esports. Now, they got a few things that they can try. With proper timing, a sleep dart at the right moment would do well. We have Storm Bolts and the Tongue of Dehaka that could make a difference, but it's not like they have Malfurion roots the Nazebo walls or anything else that you can use to control the portal. ETC power slides, of course, come to mind too. So there's quite a bit that can be picked if you know early that Medivh is part of the opponent's team composition. But yeah, not in this one. As it stands, top side, Dehaka, he's gonna... I mean, again, Dehaka on this map is just fantastic. And they didn't go for a pick on Falstad. And they go for the kill early on. Nicely done. They take down Blaze, okay. So Blaze is down, and they are saving Ana. Portal or no portal, doesn't matter. Ana is still alive. Good for them, so they get the first blood in the game. And let's see if they can follow up on that. That's at least a good start into this, but of course it doesn't really make that big of a difference just yet. Anduin, look at Veriday. He's actually frontlining a little bit with Anduin. So that's kind of nice to see. Oh, good wall stun again. Tremor, he wants to go for those engages. Get those hit point pools down on the other side. Level 4 talents kicking in. Arrow build, by the way, for Vala, the Master Assassin. Gets used once more. Again, you don't pick that talent for the quest. You pick that talent for the passive. For the attack speed increase. If you complete the quest, it obviously is fantastic, but that is not the reason why you go for it. Yeah. Nearly a kill against Vala. She at least dropped low, but they couldn't quite get the damage out here. Nice skirmishes. I like it. So both the teams are very active in trying to bring the pain. Looking for damage. And stacks, of course, for Medivh on the baseline, looking at 11 now. And we have 7 stacks for Vala with the arrow build, trying to get the numbers in. And therefore the damage on the initial hit with the arrow. Yeah, circling, careful. They're trying for the hit, and the save from Anduin. Oh boy, they have actually a lot of escape tools if you think about it. Not only the portal, but also Anduin with the pull. So yeah, circling being saved here was huge. And they get a kill on Sylvanas too. Nicely done. Yeah, Rutsu goes down. So that's the first kill for them. And they exchange altar shots. As an altar top left, top right gets channeled by each team. So now it's the fight for the third one. As usual, and the Haka is coming in. Looks for the drag, doesn't find it, gets pushed and drops out quickly with a burrow. But BBJ completes the channel. And the blue team is pulling slightly ahead as they fire another 4 shots against the opponent's core. Blaze was still up at the top, so they never really could capitalize on that numbers advantage that they got by killing Sylvanas. Oh, good Stormbolt, yeah. Once the portal pops up, Lauba is ready with it. And hammers it home. Aggressive early game. I like it a lot. We got level 20, sorry, not level 20, level 20. Yeah, that would be the dream, right? Game starting off with Storm Talons immediately. No, not quite. Yeah, we got 20 stacks in for Medivh. 14 stacks for Vala. Camps are back up down at the bottom of the map. Frost Shot is in for our girl. And a Skull Cracker for Murden. Yeah, time to crack some skulls. Especially Diablo is a pretty thick one also, I've heard. So each team gets away with picking their pumpkins. But yeah, Medivh. Can he get the quest completed? It's always kind of funny to watch Medivh players on this. So many of them when they're on level 30, they just have bad luck. Find themselves in the wrong position. Prioritize a bit the wrong target, and all of a sudden they are the ones falling and losing all of the stacks. We've seen that too many times in the past few weeks. So yeah, here we go. We got 28 stacks for Medivh. Zergling is getting there. The altar spawning at the bottom of the map. And here we go. Fly like an eagle. Yeah, good wall stun. Lauba! Careful, buddy. Yeah, he is eating all those arrow shots too. BBJ has his hands full with Ana. The pew 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 is there. Lauba popping the fountain, and he definitely has to. But the altar is spawning in 10 seconds, and by then he should be fine again. In experience, the teams are on absolute eye level right now. And this is also going to be pretty important for Medivh, because if he stacks properly, he might be able to complete the baseline quest in this fight. The Haka is already down here, and the drag misses. Drag misses, Medivh is moving away, Jet Propulsion misses too, and Iptings is still fine. But the shots get once again fired by Storm Esports. They channeled through the bottom altar, and they are now 8 shots ahead in total. Now this is a map that can always turn. Oh, so yeah, Diablo nearly had him there. If Diablo gets that and can interrupt him, grab him, then Sylvanas might die again. But once again, we got level 9 on both sides. Level 9.5 here. And down here, things are slowly starting to escalate a bit. Look at the red team. I mean, they are looking for engagement time and time again. Tremor and Zergling in particular, you open that portal up and you just go ham on them. And now that level 10 is about to kick in, of course we can expect the ley line into the apocalypse. Anything else would honestly shock me. If you go for that combo, this is a huge one that you can play out here. And they don't go for it. No apocalypse this time, they go for the lightning breath. Now we've seen that also as a variation quite a few times here. Tremor, a little bit low, but the ley line is saving him. And there it is, the barbecue play against Lauber. Now, you don't always have to go for the APOC. Lightning Breath gets played a lot. We've seen it plenty of times, not only in the Korean scene, but also by European players. But with Medivh, Leyline into Apocalypse is always a very tempting combo, and they decided to not go for it. There's always interrupt potential that you can use against some of the heroes involved. With the Sleep Dart, with the Storm Bolt, with an Isolation, you name it, and can ruin the play. But it is tempting. And Anduin is going for the words again. All the words, yeah. I'll spare you the impersonation this time. Anyways, Lauber jumping out, going straight again for his playmaker. Yeah, he's having some fun with that. He's definitely having some fun with some of the picks here. And Rutsu is the focus of the red team once more. Now, he sent Veriday packing, and Anduin was rushing out, but the fight down here is not done yet. Medivh is has completed his quest, and here comes the combo, and Lauber is down. Lauber is dead, no avatar, and he gets murdered. Couldn't get any value out of the Haymaker so far either. And the first channel on the altar goes to WildHeart Esports. The second one happening in the middle on this rotation. Ana with even more pew-pew on the Eye of Horus. And they look for the ley line again! The Jet Propulsion has a follow-up. Sylvanas is dead. And WildHeart Esports, everybody, is going for the big damage again. They have 3 kills to 1. Mason Blaze was a bit low. There's a damage on Vala. She's at 28 stacks now. 39,000 damage. Definitely pulling ahead here. Sylvanas is coming in a distant second. But, oh, the bubble! That was such a clutch save on Vala. Oh my god. But here's the kill on Medivh. Yeah, they're about to take Tychus down too. But Tychus is still able to get some damage out. He falls eventually, but not before they are dropping Vala. So again, the numbers disadvantage for WildHeart Esports. Anduin with a pull. And they go for Dibbles instead. Stun after stun. The Stormbolt, the drag. And Diablo dies. He had his stacks together. He'll be back. But, of course, this is now finally a bit of light at the end of the tunnel for Storm Esports, because they were suffering under that barrage of aggression that WildHeart Esports dropped on them. They used that opportunity to go straight for the Pumpkin Camp and lock it in. So, yeah, nicely done. Gives them an advantage at the bot lane. They already opened the wall up earlier, and they're trying to capitalize on that now, too. Yeah, so there it is. Another quick hit, and Medivh is in real trouble here. This Haymaker play was much better, controlled the portal beautifully, and did not allow him to enter, so he couldn't escape. And there's a second one against Dibbles, and Diablo goes down. Now they kill Lauber too, but it's still a numbers advantage, and the drag against Anduin. The Crybaby is trying to go for the French defense, but he can't run away fast enough, and Dehaka drops him. The bell tower gets converted, and oh boy, Storm Esports all of a sudden. Mad momentum for them. They get the 5 against 3 bell tower situation, and now with the channel, they're dropping the opponent's core down to an easy 23. 28 against 23. They are 5 points ahead, and that was a pretty solid, 2 minutes? Good attacks. Very, very good attacks by them. So yeah, nicely done. If they can keep that up, then WildHeart Esports is in trouble. It's an entire level lead that we're looking at here. And a level 16 talent would be fan-fucking-tastic for them, of course. So, yeah. Top side, the 1 versus 1. Iptings, Slug Hunter. Yeah, they're there. Bottom of the map, off we go. They're looking for Tremor again. And obviously the problem for him is that he lost all of his stacks earlier, so he doesn't really have a whole lot of hit points here. Everybody on the red team died at least once. Ana and Dehaka, on the other hand, haven't been killed a single time yet. So, yep, off we go. Tremor, a little bit low. And yes, they get zoned away heavily. They are trying to push in to reclaim the bell tower, but they are losing ground. The collapse in the mid lane, though. They go for Iptings. Tries to turn it. Doesn't have to. Doesn't even pop his essence yet. Yeah, there we have it. Decides to go for it, but level 16 is now in play. That gives us the elongated tongue, and then again, Will of the Forsaken, the Dwarf launch, and the triple altar phase. And they are not going for... I mean, it's a little bit surprising to me that they're not trying to hold the bottom bell tower. Giving them up before the bottom altar phase is a bit of a strange one. Now, if they can maybe reclaim it, that would be great, but it's an 8-second gap and it's not even respawned, so... I don't know. Holding that bell tower might have been a bit more advantageous for them, because now it's again even Steven on the altar, on the bell towers, 4-4, 16 versus 16. It gives us the double pull. They're already going for channel number 1, and Ana locks it in, so they're taking the advantage with 2 against 1 altar, 15 points against 24. But the chase at the bottom of the map continues again. Manticore ready for Vala. That puts even more pressure on Muradin. He's going to eat a lot of damage here. But, yeah. Even talents. Best situation that you can get for now. There's the drag. No, Diablo! And he's down! And the Haymaker on Medivh. Nice. The portal is there. Isolation, full on body block. And down goes Blaze. Blaze just didn't stand a chance. They dropped the isolation on him. They body blocked him hard. They got 2 kills out of this. Both of the frontliners are gone. And that immediately translates into the bell tower, capped again by Storm Esports. They have Sylvanas, and she is absolutely perfect in a situation like this. You got the numbers advantage on the map. You got the push power with her. They might even end up, I mean, maybe not taking a second one, but at least dropping that gauge should be easy. Especially... Oh my god, they're gonna get it. They're gonna get the kill. Oh! The kill against Medivh. As the commentator grieves on the mouse. Unacceptable. Un-fucking acceptable. Actually, I'm surprised that they don't go harder for the wall here. I would have at least expected them to drop that. The staggered death, of course, is a thing. So, yeah. But, again... With 2 altars coming up, they control 5. And that would be 10 points if they can claim both. Even if they can just claim 1, it would drop them down to 10. So, yep, there it is. Medivh is still down for another 8 seconds. They're trying to invade. I don't think they're going to get it that easily. No, there will be interrupts. But Ana on the left side is already doing her job. And they're dropping them down to 10 points. Medivh is back. Medivh is back. I don't expect them to push in here. But time will tell. Look how far they are in experience. They don't need to make that aggressive play. There's no reason for them to just int into that spot. WildHeart Esports, they dominated in game number 1 and then they threw it because they went a bit too aggressive. They thought they could kill it and they couldn't. And now Storm Esports is sitting there and they're saying like, guys, let's get 20 and play around that. Screw the boss, let them take it. We are not going into a battle before we have level 20. We're going to play this safe, we're going to play it sound, and we're going to play it slow. We're going to play around our Storm talent advantage. They're bursting this one down. Boss has been taken. Shots are fired. And it's 17 against 10. So they have a 7-point lead. They're trying to escort the pumpkins in. And they're taking position around the bottom bell tower. And they force WildHeart Esports to push into them. As the Haka pushes out the top lane. Can go for even more experience if he wants to. Moves into the mid lane to grab this one first. And once that the Storm talents are ready, the blue team is going to look to increase their advantage. They got the big red button now. They got the rewind on Muradin. And it's going to be tough. Real tough for WildHeart Esports to win this one. They need a good opportunity. They have Medivh scouting things out. If you can drop a good portal, you might be able to jump on someone in the backline. But the next objective could be the last one in this game. As it stands, if Storm Esports takes both of those altars, it is over. If the pumpkins connect, it's going to be even easier, potentially. But the pumpkins aren't even needed. As long as they take both of the altars, it is just lights out. And talking about bell towers and altars, look at the Haka. The Haka at the top is starting to threaten this one as well. So 8 seconds are left. They're going for the battle. The Haka is coming in. He needs to. There's the drag on Medivh. And they're going for the play. Diablo is a little bit low. They're all jumping out. And the bubble is in. But it misses Diablo. Diablo gets the shield from Medivh. And here comes Odin. The big red button abusing the choke point. But what a stun combo again on the front. They're trying to dive into the back. Portal plays everywhere. It is Lauba who's in trouble, and it is Lauba and Anna that die first. WildHeart Esports has done it. They won the fight against level 20 talents and just brought it back. It was clutch and they lose Diablo, but he'll be back. There's a good ley line just as Dehaka is connecting the drag. That could have been a kill for them. CPX is super low. Rutsu wants a kill, doesn't get it. And it's Diablo who's going to... Oh my god, stopping cold. But they're following him with a portal, and that is a stun. It's a 5-man wipe. 5-man team wipe. And that is... Don't get that channel. Just don't. Don't. What are you doing? Alright, someone has to explain that one to me. That's 3 shots fired. Why wouldn't you take that bell tower first with how long they are out? What else are they going to try and take? Now, that was a grief right there. That could have been one more point. Is it going to make a difference? Probably not. But we'll see. So, if they lose with 1 point on Storm Esports core, then, yeah, you know who to blame. But anyways, they take the pumpkins. They reclaim the bottom bell tower. Now they go for the channel. Anna's just pissing them off a little bit. The triple channel is there. But yeah, there it is. 4 shots get fired. So now they're 10-10 on the points. It is dead even. Absolutely even, everybody. Very curious to see who's winning it now. 10 points on each core. Level 20 for both teams. Ah, well, 21. And 11 kills to 10. Pumpkins are up. Time to shine. Okay, let's have a bit of a look of what they can do here. Which team wins the next altar phase? It's a double altar. They could also simply go and trade altars. No problem with that. Still have enough points. Boss is going to play a role potentially. Up in another 1 minute and 20 seconds. The Haka's already down at the bot lane. So, yeah, let's see. For now, we have 73,000 damage for Tychus, 80,000 damage for Vala. Vala is really capitalizing also on the stacks. She's at 50 stacks now. There's a huge amount of burst on the first shot. If you can, with a level 4 talent and your vault, reset that and get 2 arrows instantly in on a single target, there's a lot of damage where you can burst them down. And then, of course, if RNG is with you, those additional connects are maybe even going to drop the hero. But for now, they are just dodging around at the bot lane. The altars, they are up in another 25 seconds, and they're all moving slowly towards the top. Ehaka could technically stay at the bottom, but this is a bit of a moment of truth. Aggression, or just simply a commitment to each team taking a single altar and then fighting on later? Yeah. You try to be aggressive. They find Muradin! Oh, Lauba gets murdered! Beautiful ley line. Guys, this combo was fire. This combo was absolute fire, and this could be game. 1 kill, 2 kills, 3 kills, and we're gonna take another look at this. Diablo into a Jet Propulsion Connect. Check this out. They go for Muradin into the Jet Propulsion Connect, and then afterwards the ley line, isolating Muradin even further. He had no help. He didn't have anything, and he goes down. They're going for the double channel, and they're going for the boss. They're going to try and end the game right here, and I don't think that Storm Esports has a chance to take this. Tremor can't take it just yet. 11 kills to 13. Is trying to go for another kill. They're going for the boss at the same time, and they kill Sylvanas. She's dead. The boss is about to fall. Beautiful plays by WildHeart Esports. A glorious combination to get this fired. Lauba gets annihilated. He gets evaporated for the map, just disappears, and now the shots are fired, and this is a game. WildHeart Esports, they move on to the semi-final of the tournament. Well played. They take down Storm Esports in the best of 3 series, yet the quarter-final.